Hey guys, today we're going to do my Inktober 2017 flip through, and I did all of my inked illustrations in the Strathmore 500 series mixed media visual art notebook. This is the 9x12, so plenty of space and nice paper to work with. Nice thick paper. It's supposedly 100% cotton. So I did world building for my comic 7-inch Kara, and I chose to do Lilliputian world building. And for every day I have a profession prompt, and I also have a world building description. So for day 1, the prompt is baker. Most bakers bake for the entire Lilliputian village and make their flour out of ground and parched acorn or from wild grains. Bread is baked in ovens made from repurposed cinder blocks sealed with wattle and daub or clay-based mud. Bread may be picked up or delivered via messenger Lilliputians. Day 2 is teacher. Teachers are often library or mall Lilliputians who use their access to information to educate others. Villager and townie Lilliputians send their children to small schools, usually no more than 8 students. Education tops out at around 8th grade, and education includes literacy, mathematics, geography, and light science. Skills such as carpentry, weaving, tailoring, hunting, or fishing are taught at home or through apprenticeships. Lilliputian teachers can be male or female, are supported by the community, and often send goods such as food, clothing, or luxury goods back to their family, especially if their family originated in a library. Day 3 is seamstress or tailor. Most Lilliputian trades are passed down through family or through apprenticeship. Here is a Lilliputian mother teaching her daughter the seamstress trade. Seamstress is an important role in the Lilliputian community. Even house and townie Lilliputians prefer clothing tailored to fit. Seamstresses work with a variety of materials to craft clothing, including human fabrics and synthetics, but may also double as weavers. Many tailors and seamstresses keep spiders for their silk, often used as thread. Day 4 is brewer. Brewers handle all things fermented: small beers, switchel, swanky, sauerkrauts, pickles, even vinegars and tinctures. Fresh water is sometimes in short supply, so small beers and switchel can help augment water supply, and tinctures are an essential part of Lilliputian medicine. Alcohol is brewed from wild grains collected or traded from merchants, and wild yeast is used in the fermentation process. Materials used include copper pots for boiling, a heat source such as a sterno or even a Bunsen burner, piping, and clean empty aluminum cans for distillation. Brewer families keep their kids close as apprentices and their recipes closer. Day 5 is grocer. Grocers often deal in stolen human goods procured from traveling merchants. If you're Lilliputian and want it, they've got it or can get it for you. Grocers carry exotic goods like bacon, beef, chicken eggs, peppers, and even pasta, as well as more mundane treats like beans, nut cheeses, salted minnows, and fruits. Merchants deal in trade, so you never know what will be in stock. Day 6 is weaver. Most Lilliputian professions are unisex, and that includes weavers. While many seamstresses and tailors do some of their own weaving and spinning, weavers do that exclusively. Other duties may include collecting fibers for weaving, including fur and feathers. Favorite natural fibers include cotton, flax, rabbit fur, and bird down. Weavers trade thread and fabric to seamstresses, grocers, and merchants. Day 7, oh, I feel like we just missed one. Day 7 is mason. Although masons aren't in great demand in most southern Louisiana Lilliputian communities, every village will have at least one family with that skill set. Masons are familiar with a variety of stone building techniques, including stone carving, wattle and daub, and repurposing found cement and ceramic. Masons help lay foundations, build fireplaces and ovens, and erect dams. This would be Inktober 8, I believe. Midwife. Although many Lilliputian communities have doctors or healers, midwives play an important role in community health, specializing in childbirth. Access to human medicine can be limited, so midwives augment their stash with traditional herbal medicine. Midwives are almost always women, with the exception of a midwife whose son took an interest in the field. Maybe married to a doctor, Lilliputians with similar interests often married, but many opt to never marry. Sorry, that was day 8. This is day 9. Merchant. Merchants typically deal in human goods, sugar, sewing needles, fabric, fishing hooks, and live nomadic lifestyles. Many merchants have a pack animal. Tortoises are a popular option, and most remain single while acting as merchants, although many settle down midlife as grocers. Traditional Lilliputians scorn merchants, wanting nothing to do with human goods, but village, town, and house Lilliputians welcome the appearance of a merchant to varying degrees. Merchants are willing to deliver messages, letters, and goods across far-flung communities, and a few apprenticed as messengers with itchy feet. Day 10, Tinker. Lilliputian tinkers are jacks of all trades, a little carpentry, a little tinsmithing, maybe a bit of storytelling if the hospitality is right. Most tinkers spend their early years as nomadic repair people, traveling from community to community, mending broken things. Once they find a village they like, or marry, they settle down and either continue the handyman trade or specialize. Tinkers glue chipped and broken ceramics, repair pewter, aluminum, and tin goods such as utensils, and even do a little bit of whittling if the need arises. Day 11, Messenger. Messengers bring news, deliver letters, and carry small packages within villages and outlying communities. The connection between deep woods traditionalist, villager, cosmopolitan townie, and off-isolated house Lilliputian families, messengers are generally a welcome sight. Hospitality is a cornerstone of Lilliputian society, and in communities, families compete to host visiting messengers. A messenger is like a Lilliputian smartphone. They bring information, weather updates, and deliver goods across communities. Day 12, Fisher. And I know I have a description for him, but it is not showing up. Let's see. Fishermen and women utilize reed rods and woven fish traps to catch fresh fish from ditches, creeks, and canals. In southeast Louisiana, Lilliputian communities, crawfish and glass shrimp are welcome treats. Fish and shellfish may be preserved in salt or pickled, although this is an acquired taste. Most Lilliputians can fish, but fishers do it exclusively, trading fresh caught fish to their local community and smoke to their grocer and to merchants. Day 13, Basket Weaver. Basket weaving is a common skill for Lilliputians, but few specialize in it. Basket weavers have access to materials, straw, reed, pine needles, grass, and the knowledge to make beautiful and useful basketry for household use. Basket woven backpacks are particularly popular across all types of Lilliputians, and basket weavers often end up caning chairs and bedstands, as well as weaving lightweight cradles. Day 14, Spider Breeder. Lilliputians utilize spider silk for thread and weaving. Many seamstresses and weavers will keep spiders, but a spider breeder not only collects spider silk, but is a source of non-toxic to Lilliputians. Spider care and keeping is delicate work and not for the squeamish, but spider breeders love their broods and often have favorite spiders as special pets. Spun spider silk is treated to remove sticky proteins, then sold as thread or woven into beautifully thin cloth. Day 15, Beekeepers. Although Lilliputians often have access to refined human sugars, honey is still enjoyed and frequently used as a sweetener by Lilliputians. For traditional Lilliputians, sugar is collected from bees, sugarcane, stevia, fruits and sap are the only sugars consumed, but even towny and house Lilliputians enjoy honey for its distinct taste. Lilliputians collect honey from wild bee populations, utilizing sugar water laced with a native sedative to keep bees fairly docile. For Lilliputians, a little goes a long way, so Lilliputian collection methods are minimally invasive, and keepers often help maintain hives they frequent. Day 16, Scribe. While many Lilliputians are literate or can read simple sentences, scribes are invaluable for recording important community events, births, wedding, deaths, major transactions. Using quills made from downy feathers and ink on paper bark, scribes also act as notaries and may transcribe important letters. Scribes are unwelcome in traditional Lilliputian communities, as most only write in human languages using human letter forms. Day 17, Storyteller. For many Lilliputians, especially those in traditionalist communities, oral storytelling is the only form of remembered history. Storytellers are a welcome visitor across all types of Lilliputians. While some are nomadic, others remain stationary, spinning new yarns regularly. Story swapping is common, but each storyteller is expected to put a new spin on old tales. For some communities, storytelling not only provides entertainment but education, as Lilliputian stories are often cautionary tales. Day 18, Potter. Although Lilliputians will repurpose found and stolen objects as dinnerware, potters still hold an important place in Lilliputian communities, particularly in traditionalist or far-flung Lilliputian villages. Pottery is generally made from clay harvested locally. Day 19, Farmer. Most village and traditionalist Lilliputians do some farming, and most homes have a garden for small crops. Farmer Lilliputians often work with crops for larger scale consumption and may provide villages with one or multiple crops. Farming often involves availability, such as these blueberry farmers. Popular crops include wild rice and grains, rose hips, berries, peas, beans, and mushrooms. Day 20, Herbalist. Herbalists are usually elderly Lilliputians familiar with local wild edibles, herbs, grains, nuts, mushrooms. Not only will they gather and trade such edibles, but will take young Lilliputians out to forage, teaching them valuable skills. Lilliputians believe in passing on traditions, skills, and culture is an important part of any community, and knowledge of wild edibles keeps many families fed during spring, particularly traditionalist families. Day 21, Cheesemonger. Lilliputian A cheesemonger makes cheeses from nut milk such as almond, acorn, walnuts, or from soybeans or rice. These milks are boiled, the curds are skimmed and processed into molds. Cheeses may be cured in home by the fire or in small dry cave stashes. Young cheeses may be eaten early like cottage cheese or curds. Older cheeses are often smoked and will last for a couple years. A cheesemonger may also trade exotic nuts and nut butters, as well as processed acorn flour to other Lilliputians. Day 22, Hunter. Lilliputian hunters use traps, snares, and bow and arrow to hunt their prey. Most Lilliputians are omnivorous, but not all have the ability to go out and hunt for wild game. Hunters return with their kill, as well as with pelts to trade. Most Lilliputian hunters are traditionalists, distrust other Lilliputians, and hate humans, and prefer to live in the wild. Some may also act as hunt masters to help rid territories of larger predators that prey on Lilliputians, or as trail guides helping families move or travel between communities. Day 23, Rabbit Breeder. Breeding may be a bit of a misnomer. This isn't a large-scale operation, and breeders may do as little as tame wild-born animals, or as much as play matchmaker to suitable animals. Animals are bred for docility, obedience, speed, and a tolerance for carrying a mount or pack. Animals bred as mounts and pack animals are treated well, often as oversized pets, but are important to messenger, merchant, and other travel-oriented Lilliputians. Other animals bred as mounts and pack animals include squirrels, rats, rabbits, cats, and even tortoises. Farmers may also keep tortoises to help with plowing. Day 24, Musicians. Lilliputians generally provide their own entertainment, but that doesn't mean musicians aren't a welcome addition in larger communities. For smaller communities, most musicians have a day trade, and most families encourage their children to learn an instrument. Popular choices include drum, helps keep the pace on long walks, hoeing rows, pounding flour. Lute, occupies the minds of seamstresses, carpenters, helps soothe children. Ocarina, same as drum or lute, and tambourine, same as drum. At large gatherings and festivals such as Late Spring's Gathering or the Harvest Festival, musicians provide entertainment to crowds collected from all over. Musicians may be stationary in large communities, but many troupes travel during spring and summer. Travel means new songs and new faces. Day 25, Illuminator. Lilliputians appreciate beautiful and sentimental imagery as much as any human, and since children are often apprenticed to other families, portraits are popular. While cameras are not totally inaccessible, many mall-dwelling Lilliputians have cast-off smartphones. Printing is often out of reach. Illuminators work as portrait artists, capturing likenesses for families across all types of communities. These portraits are proudly displayed in lockets or mounted to the wall. Materials include graphite, homemade watercolor, charcoal, crayons, and bits of color pencil. Day 26, Doctor. Doctors and healers are a bit more generalized than midwives and are generally reliant on wild herbs for their apothecary. Plants like burdock, clover, sage, feverfew, cosmary, rose yarrow, hyssop, and jewelweed are all valuable forage plants used in Lilliputian medicine. Some doctors will dabble with human medication, although results are usually adverse. There is no medical school for Lilliputians, so folk medicine is about as good as their healthcare gets. Lifespans for Lilliputians are understandably short. Day 27, Carpenter. Lilliputians scavenge and repurpose much of what they need for daily living, but some things just can't be scavenged. Carpenters repair homes, create furniture, carve eating utensils, and more. Not all carpenters have access to special machinery and hand tools, but saws can be made from tin cans and chisels can be repurposed from scrap metal. Carpentry is a popular trade for Lilliputians, particularly traditionalists and villagers. Day 28, Huntmaster. Huntmasters hunt large predators that prey on Lilliputians: coyotes, cats, owls, snakes. Huntmasters work in packs of 3 to take these large carnivorous animals down, and while hired by Lilliputian communities, tend to live outside of Lilliputian civilization. Huntmasters see communal living, even traditionalist communal living, as too soft. Day 29, Mushroom Hunters. Although Lilliputians will eat meat on occasion, protein from nuts, beans, and mushrooms are more commonly available and a regular part of most Lilliputian diets. Mushroom hunters are familiar with local edible mushrooms as well as where they grow best. Most trade with towny and house Lilliputians who would not have access to woods or wild edibles. Mushroom hunting is a family event that most village Lilliputians can handle on their own, depending on proximity to fertile gathering areas. Day 30, Bard. Like a storyteller, but with music, bards travel all their lives, so they always know the scuttlebutt. Bards will carry messages if it's along their way, but they are better known for writing songs to commemorate major events: floods, hurricanes, harvests, but also births, marriages, and deaths, especially if the trade is right. Since bards travel constantly, they travel light. So what's portrayed better be valuable and lightweight. And then finally, Day 31, Village Elder. Generally a very old Lilliputian whose arthritis enables them to predict weather shifts in advance, and whose careful eye and quiet mouth allow them to observe Lilliputian interactions and give advice based on wisdom. Lilliputians don't believe in magic, so their respect for elders is based on a respect for experience and age, as most Lilliputian lives are relatively short. And that is my Inktober for 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed the flip through, enjoyed the process videos I shared with you guys, and I hope you really enjoyed the storytelling and the world building. If you like what you see here, make sure you check out my comic, 7-Inch Kara, which is set in this world, at 7inchkara.com and 7inchkara.tumblr.com. It is a beautiful watercolor webcomic that updates once a week on Fridays. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.